All right, folks, welcome to the network. Here's a new one for you out of Canadian County, Oklahoma. This is going to be involving Oklahoma Highway Patrol on I-40. Now, if any of you guys know I-40, that's a pretty dangerous stretch of highway. So we're going to get right to this video. Here's a little review. I hope you guys take something out of this.
Okay, that took a long time. So here's the car back. You're suspended. Okay, I'm not taking you to jail. I'm letting you drive off. 362 City Hall was hit by a car. Start EMS.
All right, a little video commentary here. He walks up on the passenger side, which is the best approach. There's just no real way to do this on stretch of highway that's just 100% safe. So this is obviously a manifestation of some years. Boom, there he goes, thrown off to the right side. Something to keep in mind here that, in my experience, there was a year here in my service, which is still active, that everybody on my shift was ran over or struck by a car, including myself. I took a mirror to the rib by a DWI passing at about 70. I was the minor injury, and everybody on my shift was hit while either sitting in their patrol car or while they were standing outside, several seriously injured. This is not a new occurrence, and a lot of people wonder why and how you can fix it. There's just not many ways to fix it. Now, with all the distracted driving, you see this quite a bit. This is probably one of the most dangerous aspects of being a police officer. And if you work a populated portion of a highway, you know that this could happen at any moment. So this officer had very good awareness in the post-incident here, as you would have heard him on the first video, asking for, he said he had been hit, asking for EMS. And that's a great job on his part, just snapping out of it. But, the impact is immense. And I know here they said there was 3 people transported to the hospital, and the officer looks like he made it with minor injuries. So he's incredibly lucky. But you do still see many officers will get right up here on this driver's side, and they're standing there, and they, when we were originally taught you want to pull the car, if you're back up here at this original spot, is you want to pull the car and you want to cant the nose of the car right here. You want to cant it off to the right into traffic so that it forces people to go around you, and that's still a very viable option. However, you can tell by the cant on the vehicle that this officer has learned to do it a different way, and I'll be honest, it could very well have saved his life. If you were to speculate as to what would have happened if he had turned his vehicle to the left a little bit to provide a barrier, what would have happened there. I can tell what he's trying to do here. He's trying to keep that right lane open and keep it flowing. So you have a couple things you have to consider here for a police officer, and some of you guys that are citizens and civilians need to understand why we do what we do. And I know a lot of times, people get irritated because cops make traffic stops, or they'll have a traffic crash and they do things a certain way. But I know what's going through his mind here, being on an interstate, is that there's only 2 lanes flowing, and you've got vehicles traveling at a high rate of speed. You want to keep those lanes as open as possible and approach on the right side. So the other alternative would be to partially obstruct that right-hand lane and make everybody shuck down to the left. And then the biggest concern there is you have is secondary collisions, and that's a very real phenomenon as well, because once you create that first collision, the slowdown creates subsequent collisions behind it. So it's a threat to the population sometimes to lock down a roadway in any way. But he just didn't really have many options here. And I think looking at this, if you go back to the slow and just watch it as it happens, I mean, he's in a really good spot here. If you're going to get hit, you're in a really good spot. I mean, it's minimal. It's never good to have a vehicle flung at you. But the only other thing I would have said, and from working the highway that I've done routinely, is I might make that first contact. If I know that it's going to be an extended contact, I'll have them pull off if it's possible over here in the grassy area, get completely off of that highway and deal with it. Otherwise, I will ask the driver and the passengers to exit the vehicle, or the driver and the passenger, or one of them, to exit the vehicle, and I'll deal with them out here. Now, that's a threat to your safety as well, because you don't really want to you don't want to have all the occupants out of the vehicles for threats and things. So there's just not many good ways of going about this. He minimized it, and probably that approach saved his life. Oof. Highways are always a dicey proposition, folks. Always a dicey proposition. There's many ways to cut an onion. Okay, there's a lot of ways to do this. There is no 100% foolproof way. Hope y'all know that. Say whatever you want in the comments. There's always going to be somebody that disagrees with opinions. Keep this in mind, folks. There's always an alternative way to do something. I could say, I do this. Somebody else come in and go, yeah, but you could do that. Of course, yeah, there's 10,000 ways to do it. I'm still here, 25 years law enforcement, and there's a lot that I've learned from it. This officer did a fantastic job. Honestly, the only thing that's kind of the X factor is when you got a 2-ton vehicle flung at you. You don't really know where that's going to go. That vehicle could have continued to travel and struck him. Yes, absolutely, it could have happened. Getting people out of a vehicle, there's a million ways that could happen as well. Some of that just goes down to that red flag feeling, that gut feeling of whether or not it's safe to get those folks out of the car, to go on ahead and go about your business. As I said, there's a million ways to do this. But all in all, very fortuitous situation for that OHP officer. So my thoughts and prayers and wishes and deepest thanks for your service go out to you, sir. Whatever troop that is up there in that county. So you guys keep stomping them grounds, keep doing what you do, and stand strong. Thank you for dropping into the network. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to fuel the comment section. Okay, let's get some comments going in there. If you got something that you want to see, put it in there. Let me know. We'll do a quick review on it. Till next time, guys. That's it for me. God bless. Much love and respect to you all.